What's up, guys? I hope everyone had a great weekend. So for today's Monday Mindset video, we're going to be diving into the works of Ralph Waldo Emerson. He's a philosopher from the mid to late 1800s, and I know we've all heard the term law of compensation. So this actually comes from Ralph Waldo Emerson's essay of compensation. But today what we're going to be looking into is one of his essays, and probably one of his most popular ones, called Self-Reliance. And he starts off this essay with a quote. It says, "Do not seek yourself outside of yourself." So what this means is the cultivation of one's own opinions and thoughts, even if they're at odds with those of the people around them. So it's including family members, your peer groups, your environment, whatever it might be. So he explains here that it's all about relying on one's own sense of oneself and having the confidence in one's ideas and opinions. So now he goes into So now you're kind of getting into the whole depth of what's going on here, right? So it's about relying on yourself, knowing that your mindset is the most important thing, and having control of your mind. He also goes in to say that in every work of a genius, we recognize our own rejected thoughts, that they come back to us with a certain alienated majesty. But if we reject those thoughts when they come to us, we must suffer then the pangs and envy of seeing the same thoughts we had or begin to have in the works of art produced by the greatest minds. This is like the phenomenon which we all know of. I wish I would have thought of that, or we did think of that and something similar, but we never followed through. These are just thoughts that we were interested at the time in examining, or in the process of really developing these ideas to grow to be something extraordinary, like we've seen in other people. And that's when we say, like, yeah, I wish I would have thought of that. I wish I would have done that. So the importance of this essay of self-reliance is that Emerson wants us to cultivate our own minds rather than looking to others to dictate our minds for us. He says in this essay that nothing is at last sacred but the integrity of your own mind. So Emerson argues for our own minds are even worthy of respect than actual religion. So they're more valuable, more worthy to us than religion and other beliefs we may have. He says also that knowing our own mind is far more valuable and important than simply letting our minds be swayed or influenced by other people. It is easy in the world to live in after the world's opinion. So I'm going to say it one more time. It is easy in the world to live after the world's opinion. So it's easy to live past other people. So it's kind of like walking on the beach. It's easier to walk in the person's footsteps or the snow, the person's footsteps that were already there in front of you, rather than create your own. Does that always mean it's the right way to go? It doesn't. I think it's a perfect metaphor to kind of describe exactly what the meaning of self-reliance is. If you can imagine yourself walking through a big pile of snow or sand, whatever it might be, you're going to see footsteps ahead of you already. That's probably the easiest way to go. That's going to be the path of least resistance. But sometimes that's not always the most important or the best way for us to go individually in our own lives. We need to create our own path and not let other people dictate where we're going to be going. Now, this is just touching the absolute surface of this essay. I definitely recommend you guys check out Emerson's work, especially self-reliance and compensation, that you guys hear about all the time. He has a lot of cool principles that we take into our day-to-day life as well as work to make us successful and lead to where we want to go. But I do want to leave us with one cool kind of quote from the essay. And I think everyone loves to travel and go places. Emerson was very big, and he says in here, on travel, that we get different senses of experiences from other cultures, countries, and we could take those in now into cultivate our own ideas. So he touches in here also on consistency, saying that consistency isn't always the best thing. And it's a different context of, 1% better each day. It's more in the context of staying true to what you believe in, and that it's okay to sway and change when new ideas or new information comes out that can now change your viewpoint or your stance on some kind of topic. So it's okay to take in new information, cipher through it, and then now come up with your own new opinion or stand that you're going to take on whatever it might be. So guys, let's take this into the rest of the week of being self-reliant, trusting ourselves, and learning how to tap into our own power, right? Guys, let's go out and crush it this week.